There we go. Hello and welcome to Friday afternoon here on twitch.tv/DDO stream and youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live. I'm DDO's community manager Cordovan, kicking off the weekend in style with some DDOing on Orion. Gonna finish up my Outbreak run. Plenty of room. I haven't actually put up an LFM or anything yet, so if you would like to join me, you can do so by sending a tell to Mockduck on Orion. So I ran a couple of the quests on Wednesday. Figured, hey, might as well keep doing that. Big plans for the weekend. Got a +2 loot boost going on. Hope you enjoy that. Reading some things on the forums that maybe things are looking pretty good there. Getting your feedback on mail. Yes. Yes. I can talk a little bit about that in just a little bit once we kind of get things kicking off here. Hey, Forehand, thanks for being here. Some cereal. Thanks for joining me. So, I don't know. I guess I could probably get started. So, we made an announcement this week. How ironic, huh? We made an announcement this week that we were going to be doing a patch probably as soon as next week. Stay tuned on the exact date. Tuesday, Thursday-ish? Something like that. Where we're going to be implementing a 50 mail limit to your mail inbox. This is being done to reduce lag. You may have noticed a patch note in the last patch we did, a couple weeks ago, where we put some monitoring in place to see what kind of impact it had. Sure enough, it's having an impact. So, here's the deal. It doesn't have to do with items in particular. It's simply the mail stack size. But the issue we've been having is people have been utilizing a quirk, shall we say, in the in-game mail system where some mail is not deleting as it should. So they're building up these stacks of items, generally auction house winnings, things like that, or things posted in the auction house, things like that, over time, and using it really as de facto long-term storage, which would be fine if it wasn't causing problems. But it's causing problems, so we got to do something about it. So what we're going to do on Tuesday is implement a 50 mail limit. What's going to happen is if you have more than 50 mail, you will not be able to post or bid on the auction house, and you will not be able to send mail through the in-game mail system. Any auctions you have in the auction house will still come back to you. Any mail that others send you will show up. But we really need everyone to get their inboxes under 50 emails. The lag will not, quote, be fixed when we implement this system. It'll be fixed when everyone reduces their mail stack size. So, but we don't want to have a situation where we're all of a sudden saying, now your mail's gone. Hope you didn't have much. And so what we want to do is give people plenty of time to go through the system themselves, reduce that mail size to under 50. And by the way, you want to do this too because it will impact your lag. So you want to do this. And we know some of you have got some fairly large inboxes there. And our mail system is in a pretty rudimentary state in terms of you have to kind of click through one at a time to delete these things. We understand. But we can't get that work done in time for this patch. So we're implementing the hard cap. Your stuff won't be deleted for now. There are a few folks who just have jaw-dropping, shall we say, numbers of things in their inbox. Those folks who may be reaching out to either through CS or through me individually to say, hey dudes, we need you to, or dudettes, we need you to do something here because you're basically tanking the experience for the whole server. So, there may be a few of you, if you're in that position, that we're just going to have to reach out directly to you. For most everyone else, though, we just need you to reduce that mailbox size. And you can do that now. You can actually do that on your own right now and not even have to worry about it. But starting next 2 Wednesdays, it's going to be a 50 mail cap limit. And that should make a difference, hopefully, in lag. Now, we're not going to say, like always, we're not saying that this is, going to, quote, solve all lag, but it is causing an issue. And so, it's really just a matter of data bloat. So, Essentially, we're going to get things working the way they were supposed to work and then implementing a 50 limit cap. But it hasn't been working correctly for such a long time now that it's perceived as kind of a big change. So, what about things you want to go that won't? Danalea says. Probably something like hireling folders, things you purchased from the DDO store. My understanding is we do not currently have the lost and found system returning that stuff. So if it came back to you in the past, try it now and get back to me if it still comes back to you. It shouldn't. You don't want to know how many. We have a couple of people who just, oh my gosh, the amount of stuff they have in their mail. Thousands. Yep. So, if that's you, get rid of your stuff. But it's something, it's kind of a big change. We do have a forum post on it. We did put it out on social media. Even got a link to it in the launcher because we want people to see this and take proactive action, ideally, to take care of this stuff on their own. Because, like I say, we don't even technically need to implement this system if everyone just kind of voluntarily went below this limit. But because, that's just not how things work, we are going to be implementing this system. But you can actually solve your problem this weekend by getting your mail size down. Now, like I say, it's not like you're going to get it down and then all of a sudden not have lag. It's a cumulative thing with the entire server. So as the entirety of the server reduces the mailbox limit size to a more reasonable amount, then we'll see that improvement in game performance. Thousands. Thousands. Yeah. Welcome, Red War God. I suspect some of these folks are maybe just people who put all their random loot on the auction house. It's under the assumption it might sell, and then if it didn't, they just sort of didn't deal with it. And they've been playing for a long time, so that's how it goes. Do I want to do? Nah, I'm a wimp. You've heard of greater than 9,000? Could be. We do understand that, this would theoretically be a great time to do the development work to make some improvements to the UI and the mail system, but we do not have the time to get that done now, and we want to get this in place because clearly, fixing game performance, improving lag, things like that is a top priority for us right now. So, we're having to implement this system regardless. We know it sucks for some of you, and we are sorry. Not much more we can say about that. So get rid of your stuff, please. It's good for you. How will it handle astral shard returns? It would be just like any other mail. So that includes astral shard in both auction houses. You will not be able to bid or post on both auction houses. Any outstanding stuff that you have will come back to you.
This idyllic woodland scene betrays nothing of what corruption lies within.
Frankly, this is probably something that could have been done a long time ago. But, if there wasn't really any harm in it, then who cares, right? But it is causing some problems, so we have to care. So that's why this is being done. Who are you? Why have you set foot here? Any big DDO plans this weekend? Myself and my Friday night static group. Otherwise, it's a Father's Day weekend, so if you are a dad, and I know we got a bunch of DDO playing dads out there, myself included, that are celebrating this weekend, we wish you only the happiest times. Hope you get all the RPG presents you were looking for.
Believe I never failed. What twisting force you grudge
Or whatever else you're looking for.
far from nature in balance.
So, there we go. And if you have a dad or a grandfather or what have you, probably still around, great time to say, hey, thanks, Dad. I myself am going to, my own father is in town this week, kind of hanging out with my son while I'm at work here, and so we got a double-decker Sunday going on. Father's Day for me, Father's Day for him. It was basically a matter of we each get to do whatever we want and make everyone else come along with us. So, I am going to, on Sunday morning, go to a big flea market and look up Atari carts, because that's the way I roll. Yes, I know. Only the hippest things for this guy. But I'm hoping to find some good ones. I really haven't done an Atari cart hunt this spring, and I've been jonesing for it. So this weekend's going to be my chance. I was actually just putting together my list. I have so many Atari carts at this point that I had to create a new XML spreadsheet of the carts I don't own rather than the carts I do own, so that I could actually, when I go to a place, I can figure out whether or not I have that cart or not. Because I was having a problem where I was picking up carts and then I'd get back and be like, oh, I already have that one. That's what happens when you have more than 200 Atari carts. But I still have, if you really want to look at every game released during the Atari, not including homebrews, released, say, in the 2000s since, if you only look at original copyright Atari materials, you're looking at something like 600 and some carts. And I got a little over 200 and some, not including duplicates. Because I've got some that are loose, some that are boxed. I only count that as one for the purposes of this. So I'm about a third of the way there. But I'm getting, clearly at this point through most of the commons, right? So now I'm starting to get into the rarer, harder to find, stuff you don't see nearly as much. And so that's kind of tricky. But I'm hoping to dig up some stuff this weekend. Oh, man, didn't I do this just last time? Yes, you did, Jerry. Alright. Any idea when Favored Soul will get some love? I can't give you an exact update date, but it is on our short-term agenda to work on Monk and Favored Soul. So I would say it's coming sooner rather than later, and it is on our list of things to do. So hopefully it'll be within a time frame that's acceptable to you. Yes, I'm an Atari nerd. Why? I don't know. Because it's cool. It's cheap to collect for. All the kids nowadays are into the NES and SNES, which means collecting for those systems are kind of spendy right now. But if you're doing Atari, it's a lot cheaper. And it's fun. There's something about some of those old games. They were pioneers. There were no rules. They had to make them up as they went along. So you see some things like old Yar's Revenge and stuff that were kind of these gameplay mechanics that you just really don't see. Some current game mechanics really date back to those days. But you also see things that just sometimes for good reasons, and sometimes just because of the ways time works, never got duplicated. There's some really interesting, unique gameplay experiences to be had. It's a very rudimentary system, all those old Atari blockiness and everything. But if you like it like I do, it offers a lot. When it auto deletes, will it return the astral shards? I don't use the astral shard auction house because I can't. Because I'm prohibited in code, because I work for Turbine. So you tell me, I would need to dig up the answer to this, and I don't have the answer top of my head. Whenever you win in an auction house, you basically get an email that you have to click on to collect the astral shards. Is that how it works? If that's the case, then you'll just need to make sure you get those astral shards in time, right? Why wouldn't you? We have a pretty generous deletion mechanic, so I would say don't just let it sit there. Get your stuff. But if there's an issue there to be had, let me know. Perhaps it's something we can look into.
Untouched by corruption.
Does the accumulation of items in the pawnbrokers cause similar problems? That's something we would have to look into. I don't know the answer to that. I would say there's maybe a potential has a detrimental impact, but I don't know that we've identified that at this point. I don't know that we see enough. I mean, they do tend to, when the instances reset, clear themselves out. So I'm not sure that it's a huge issue right now. But maybe there's something going on that I'm not aware of. You're as rich as I am. No, I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. I don't sell to the pawnbrokers. Oh, when it expires, it returns the posting fee. Yeah, okay, so you're just going to need to, clear that stuff out in the time limit given you. And it's a pretty generous amount, so you should be able to do that.
Reverberate underfoot, and then throughout the hollow. Perhaps now it is possible to enter All Saints' chambers.
Just looking for corruption seeds. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Airlock, that, hey, I bought these astral shards with turbine points. They shouldn't ever delete. But I think we give you, what is it, like a month? Something like that? Just take it out of the mail system. Yes, I'm good at finding these pits. You think someday I'd actually remember where they are, but no. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks. Sorry for my Atari talk. I'm all excited. Do any of you guys, am I the only one? Am I the lone voice in the wilderness? Surely there must be other DDO players that are old, like me, would get excited to find a picnic cart. Infiltrate Apollo Games. I'm not sure what my dad has planned. That's up to him. He'll say, "This is what I want to do," and then we'll do it. This is gonna be a good time. I like go out to eat. So this mail patch is, like I say, set for probably sometime next week. Stay tuned to the exact details. You know, it's going to be the typical process where we have to get a build and approve the build and do all that. So tentatively, we're looking at kind of early mid next week, but stay tuned. With Arkham Underworld nearing completion, do we have any word on bringing Torque back to do a return to the pit? No. That was really just kind of having fun during the anniversary. There's no actual plan to do that. Sorry. Just being consistent. Anything else of note in the patch? Just a couple of things. We're also targeting, we found a few more stacking enhancements, and I need to look up on the notes this afternoon, frankly, to figure out what those are. I'm not sure. But I know that No Worries was able to get a couple of fixes in for other stacking enhancement issues, so those will be in there. And,
large dire bear. But where is Holsane?
we have a couple items that are going to be returning to the DDO store. The Big B's pointing fingers are not currently available in the DDO store because we found a bug with them. So any you have are working fine and all, but we had to temporarily take them out of the store, and those will be back with the patch. Anyone who was affected by that issue has already. We reached out to them and just dealt with that. But those three things are it that I'm aware of. Find out for sure, I guess, this afternoon. I'm actually going to be doing a first draft of some release notes later on this afternoon. But I'm pretty sure that that's what's in the patch.
The great dire bear and her druid companion have fallen.
Alright.
Source of the corruption destroyed. The silence that follows is broken by a faint human cry, coming from the rear of the glade.
Where are you, corruption nodes? I always have a hard time finding them.
Wait. Come here. From where she lies on the floor, gasping in pain. You are looking for Hall Same, says the injured druid. He is not here. He has gone to Druid's Deep. With that, the last of light passes from her eyes. Her words linger darkly. Thorn Hollow is cleansed. But while Halsey lives, none of these lands are safe.
Now, some cereal, I know you were with me, so you should be flagged for this last part here. How about you, Red Warforged? Or Red, yeah, War God.
Yeah, should be.
Cool.
I'll find out.
Yeah, I know it can be red doored, but yeah, I'm a generous dude. Kind of. You good? No, not the doppelganger bug fix. I bugged someone again about that today. Sorry.
You are near to Druid's Deep. The dying Druid's riddle was that you must be a wolf, a fish, and a bear to find the way.
You cannot resist your fate. That's a big crown. Hey, Titan, how's it going? So, at its core, we believe the issue with haunted halls is a scripting issue. There's some kind of specific sort of stuff that happens to get that encounter working. And when the guy goes to the, it's like if you're facing the chest, it's two back, two from the back on the right hand side. That thing, the crust will show up, but not the statue, and it's bugging out. And so we need to delve into that scripting to get it fixed, and it's not a insignificant task. But we certainly have heard from quite a few of you that have run into it over the years. So hopefully it's something we can get to at some point in the future here. Otherwise, we'll just have to probably just, the typical thing that I see groups do is they make a beeline for that section first, and then if it's bugged, they reset the quest. I know, not an ideal situation, but... Titan, you're assuming I know how to get there to begin with. That is a false assumption. I'm not getting lost. I'm going exactly in the random direction that I intended to go. Yeah, I like the woodwoods too. And you're right. That is a good word to say. Woodwood. Woodwood. You were warned. But it's nice to have my son with me, my dad with me, all that sort of thing. It's been a good week.
The roots blocking your way are now weak enough to break.
And I know that we're hard at work on our Slavers series of quests, A1, A2, A3. I've been hearing the dev team talk about, hey, that's what I'm working on today. So that's cool.
In the depths of the pool, a tunnel is just barely visible. Perhaps this is what the riddle meant by be a fish.
Yeah, right. This outbreak chain, you can't really get lost per se. You just are on a not ideal path. But I can try. If you believe in yourself hard enough, you too can get lost everywhere. Oops.
Light shines brightly from above. You have passed through the tunnels to somewhere else.
Yeah, right. I know my dad lives in Colorado, actually, not from Minnesota anymore. Uh, he moved out there a while back. Lives in the mountains between like Boulder and Denver, or Boulder and Golden. But yes, you're right. Mosquitoes. You know what we have? Speaking of bugs, we have got a gypsy moth infestation in kind of central Massachusetts here. I don't know if you know what those are. They're like these big fat caterpillars. They're eventually going to be gypsy moths, but right now they're just a bunch of big fat caterpillars everywhere. Like I took my son to the playground last weekend, I guess it was, and like the slides and the playground equipment is just covered. It's just like a wall of these suckers crawling around. It's a little on the creepy side. Yeah, Assault on Summerfield's a good series. I like that stuff too. I actually played that not too long ago myself. I was leveling up my my noob. If I Yeah, right. I mean, gypsy moths, they don't bite. So there's that. But still. Yeah, no named, I guess. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of pests fly off with cows, but perhaps some wyverns? Do you have wyverns where you live? They could probably do it. Chupacabra. If you had a chupacabra infestation, that would be a problem. It's true. We have, in Minnesota, you will get. They won't take off with cows, but what it is you'll just see a cloud of them. I mean, they'll just. It's yeah, it's bad. So it's the reason Minnesotans have screened-in porches. Not that other parts of the country don't have their skeeters either.
All Satan's second stone is finished. You are now free to pass.
Hey, Mops. Hey, King Cosmo. Yep. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
This high rock ledge is as dry and lifeless as the ground below is choked with life.
Yeah, I bet Alaska's got some mosquitoes. The reason people like to make fun of Minnesota and its mosquitoes is there's a lot of water, right? A lot of lakes, a lot of mosquito breeding ground. Gets a little nuts. Really not too bad around here. I mean, if you're going out in the woods, yeah. But, like, overall, mosquitoes aren't too bad this year. Not around here. 11,842 lakes? Sounds about right. good fishing. Yeah, but them skeeters, they'll eat you alive. Jeez. Well, for Pete's sake. Put on bug spray and everything. Did it help? No. That's fine. I'm just gonna stay inside and make a hot dish. You go and get out. Get eaten by those bugs. You see.
Thank you.
We good? Should be good. Don't apologize to me for your bad internet, Titan. I can't do anything about it. Alright, let's do this.
First red cloud, and now you. I don't know where your precious nobleman is. He can't have his staff back anyway. I've decided to keep it. But you have no place in my force.
Well, at least we're dying for a
You
good
will
cause.
die to feed my no, my friend. He entrusted it to me.
A giant race? That would be fun. Can we get a little help on Halsane here to beat his regen? So everyone focus on him. Nice. Nicely done. So, I don't know. You guys got any questions as we're looking at the last 15 minutes of the show here? Be happy to answer any questions you have about upcoming stuff that I can. Wall of Wood, Large Shield. All this stuff's mid-level 15 on Heroic Healing Amp. Not terrible. Devotion, if you're a healer type, it's not too bad. Forrester's Brush Hook is a comma with Metalline and Aligned and Bleeding. The Ivy Wraps are usually the ones I get. That's Bleeding, Lesser Vampirism, it does con damage, and it's spiked, so it does piercing damage as well. And you can get all the accommodations that you might wish. But I'm going to take that legendary. Alright, well, I think I'm actually going to wrap up the show a little bit early today. I've got a little bit of work to do this afternoon before I head on out for the day, so thank you very much for joining me, you guys. I really do appreciate it. Hit level 18 this week. That was kind of nice. Yes, Titan loot bonus +2. What is the weirdest build I have ever attempted successfully or unsuccessfully? It was back in the day. Now I've actually got a successful version of it on Thelanis with the Thief Acrobat Favored Soul Rogue. But back in the day, I did, when Favored Soul first came out, I tried a Favored Soul Rogue. And this was before, you had all the extra stats to damage. And so I was spread a little bit too thin to be able to do it effectively. So that was probably my least successful and certainly most unique build that I've ever tried. The other one I'd say, the one I've got on Galanda, which is the Pew 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 build, the Warlock Artificer, so that I can use a Rune Arm with Eldritch Blast. It's a pretty strange one too. And I think the jury's out on its success. But it was fun, I go for a lot of fun builds. I love the Life Bard, which is a swim-focused build. There's some good ones out there. You're right. So I will be back next Friday. I'll be back next Wednesday. So we'll see you again next Wednesday. This weekend we've got some good shows for you. At 8:30 we have got Pikers Anonymous. We have got Papagaio de TR in Brazilian. And that starts at 6 o'clock Eastern. Shu Kabelze is at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I will see you again next Wednesday. Begin Monday on Monday, and you can find our full schedule on twitch.tv/DDO stream. Also, you can find our archives on youtube.com/dungeonsanddragons/live. Stay tuned on that as well. We try to put some preview videos and some fun stuff on our YouTube channel. So we'd love it if you gave us a subscribe button hit on our YouTube page. Follow on Twitch if you would be interested in being notified. Otherwise, we'll see you again real soon. See you guys around. Thanks.